everyone. I am jumping on live today to have a bit of a chat. A lovely lady, Cynthia, yesterday asked me a very poignant question, and I thought it'd be better to give a verbal response. So I don't know whether anyone's going to jump on being 11 o'clock, but I'll give it a minute. And if not, I'll just say my spiel anyway, share a little bit of advice and guidance. So if you do see this notification, say g'day. Oh, I see someone jumping on. Yay! Doesn't it like a Larry loser? Yeah, I hope you all are taking it easy on yourselves at the moment. While we wait to see if anyone else jumps on. Hi, Tina! Yay, thanks for being here. While we'll just give it a minute for notifications. Oh, hey, Kim, you gorgeous soul, you. Yeah, what was I going to say? Just while we wait to see if people jump on and have a bit of a look-see or whatever. If not, it's okay. Everyone will be able to watch the replay or whatever. But I had a couple of people reach out and go, hey, Dan, I've been waiting for your vlog. Where's your vlog? And all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, shit, man. I know I put that out there a couple of weeks ago, but life just got busy. And I really don't know how people... I'm just such a doer. I just wake up and I just get going. I just do and all that. I don't think to film or do anything like that. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I am still on my own little adventures. Hey, believe it and will it happen? Absolutely, that is so true. So yeah, I was going to do the vlog, but I just do things, and I don't think to record them, so to speak. So, oh, hello, Canada. Hey, Debbie. Thanks for the live. Awesome. There's going to be more. Hey, Ben. There's going to be lots more lives. I'm really doing a huge restructure at the moment, a massive restructure. I've just had to do my own work at the moment, creating all the balance and stability and security for myself first and foremost. So yesterday, I don't know whether you follow me in the YouTube community here in the post or over on Facebook, but I'm sure you come from all angles. Yeah, I'm just really working my best at becoming the best version of myself, and I think I've got my my personal development side, my spiritual side, and all that. But yeah, I'm still working on the physical sides and, getting myself up to speed health-wise. Obviously, last week, for those who do follow along with my story, I had all my blood tests done. I said, you do everything, man. You do everything. I want to know everything, and it all come back good, except for being a little bit low in iron, but aren't we all? But yeah, that come back all good. So it was sort of like my green light, so to speak, to get out and start doing some exercises and, do all the things that I want to do for my physical self. So yeah, just documenting it and vlogging it. I give vloggers their credit, man, because it's not easy. It's not easy. So I'll probably just end up doing it as posts and stuff because, like I say, I don't have time to film, edit, do this at this point in time. But the new time will come. So yeah, that answers that vlogging question. You'll just have to subscribe and like and, stick around on all my platforms, because who knows where I'll pop up and what I'll pop up with and where it is. One more thing before I get into this conversation about how we can energetically deal with those who may be vibrating on a lower vibration than us at the moment. It doesn't matter whether you're 3D, 4D, 5D, 8D, 9D, whatever D you're on, it doesn't really matter. But oh, thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. Yeah, slowly getting my shit together. But it's by deliberate creation, you know what I mean? It's you go there in your mind and you feel it in your soul, and you can definitely experience it in your body and have it in your hand. So I firmly live and believe by that. But another thing I just want to touch on, so yeah, that's the vlog story. Just keep an eye out for posts and shit, because that's just going to have to do it for now. But the other thing I want to do is there is a huge amount of psychic attack happening at the moment. So if you are a light worker like me and you are just trying to create your best life and you're trying to, help others and be of service in any way for spirit, please know there is a lot of psychic attack. I never really was influenced heavily by this in the past. So I never really tapped on it, but I know that it's happening right now. Some of it's deliberate, some of it's not intentional. It's coming from all angles. I always say those who don't really understand what it's like being a true empath, and it's not that other people aren't untrue. It's just if you're very skilled and trained, and I've put 30 years practice and teachings and knowings and all that into my own journey, so I'm pretty aware. That's why I'm going into the 5D. But it's kind of like the lighter and brighter you go, the more the lower energies, those that aren't vibrating at their full potential, they will either latch onto you or they will try to influence you. They will try to, there's a lot of black magic and stuff going on. I've had it done to me over the course of the last week or so. I try not to bring it up. I really tried to keep it to myself, but being on such a public platform and that these days, it gets a little bit too much because a lot of people don't respect and realize that we are humans too, and we've got other commitments, and we've got I'm on my mission. Obviously I've got my own dreams and desires and goals and relationships and friendships, and I've got so much going on in my own life. I've got kids, I still got to do the grocery shopping, the washing, the cooking, the cleaning, being of service to everybody else, trying to maintain relationships and all that. I've got so much going on within myself. I understand what it's like to be a light worker who naturally picks up on energies all day, every day, and have to sift and sort through that all the time. So if you're experiencing that right now, it's not selfish to take care of yourself. Hey, Rose. It's not selfish to take care of yourself. You can't give from an empty cup. But it's not okay to accept energies that are trying to infiltrate you either. So that's why I'm jumping on and having a live discussion with you all today. So while I'm here, if you do have questions, this live was inspired. I'd love to do more how-to videos, but obviously I'm still learning to be a live teacher, mentor, coach, or whatever. I do it more so behind the scenes. Anyway, so a beautiful lady yesterday sort of asked me, could you tell me how to deal with family members who, aren't ascending like they are? So I thought I'd jump on and give you a verbal explanation about that. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask while we're here. So let's do a bit of an energetic check-in. Does anybody want to let me know where they are and what they're up to and all that sort of jazz? Because I know a lot of people here already through friendships or readings, or I know sort of somewhat what you're going through. But yeah, at the moment, look, as a consensus, and if I could wrap it up and put it in a little parcel, I think a lot of people at the moment are balancing out, or some aren't doing anything. That's the 3D, so we'll touch on that just in a sec. But if you are tapping into the 4D energetic timeline, or you're tapping into the 5D energetic timeline, we're just being encouraged to really find the balance between our practicality and our spirituality right now. I, for one, am very strong in my spirituality side of things, but I have to balance out my practicality. So that's sort of more like, it feels like 3D energy, but it's not. It's just about creating the balance between doing things out of obligation and stuff rather than doing things out of inspiration. So doing that sort of stuff. And some people are more practical. They're very logical. They're still in their programming that they've got to wake up each day and, everything's so hard and it's not easy and it's taking so much effort. There's a lot of efforting going on right now. They're not really trusting the process. It's really difficult for them just to go with the flow, all that type of energy, they're the ones that may be tapping more so into the spirituality side, and they're going to create a balance in there. So when you marry the two, when you actually marry the spirituality with the practicality, it's actually really, really awesome, and it's so enjoyable. It's so easy. It's so effortless. Do you have your down days and you know, not know what to do and stuff? Absolutely, absolutely. But like I say, it's not what happens to you; it's what you do with it. And yeah. So that's where we're at on an energy level. I will reiterate the end of June. If you're working on creating a balance in your life right now, then it should start taking off, and you will start receiving little nuggets, whether it's nuggets of inspiration, you know, nuggets of validation, whatever it is for you, you will start receiving it. So bring it on. All right, Kim, the last 3 days have been really heavy energy-wise, but today with a lot of work and affirmations, it's been a lot better. Excellent. And that's honestly, we're just having to adjust to that at the moment. You know what I mean? And please don't take it out on anybody else, and don't allow anyone else to take it out on you either. You've got to center and ground yourself, come from a bit of a level head, a bit of an understanding, and that's something that I really want to talk about today, because it's sort of like the key element that is kind of missed. But I love you, Kim. You know I love you, and I know that you're a powerful light worker, and you'll get your grasp on this. Just keep remembering our convo the other day. I won't comment about me because you know everything already. Yeah. But it feels like balancing the head with the heart right now for me, and grounding and making it so going to the creek helps me. Wonderful, Ben. And like I say, it's going to be this contrast just for a little while longer. It's been amplified by the full moon as well. So, you know, it's fun. It's fun. But I'm proud of you, Ben. I'm proud of you, especially considering everything that you've just gone through and coming out of. You know, I'm really proud of you. Tina is full on happy, loving my life, great friends, great family. Booyah! That's the way, Tina. What's next for you, darling? What's next for you? Yes, you're absolutely right. Yep, you got it going on, Kim. You got it going on. You know, it's all going to come in. All right, so what I might do is I'm going to try and articulate this the best as I can, because I'm just rolling off natural knowledge here. So I do apologize. I'm not a really, really big public speaker, but I would like to learn. My goal one day is to be on a stage and actually do a platform event for people, because I feel like I have so much knowledge and wisdom that I've learnt myself, or Spirit have taught me. You know, I could honestly do 100 posts a day with all the bloody shit that I know, and because I can feel everyone calling out. I don't know how to do this. It's I could feel it, and I'm going, I know it. I know how I can help you, but I'd just flood you. I really would. Getting my business off the ground. Go Tina. Go Tina. That's the way. So yeah. So please bear with me. Please bear with me. I'm stepping out of comfort zones right now, and YOLO and all that. So at the moment, each week I attend something new. Show's garden. Oh, I love that, Debbie. That's the way to do it. Oh, I just didn't turn on Do Not Disturb, and I just got a message, and I hope that didn't cut out. Anyway, so if you guys haven't already, if you check out my Facebook post and my community tab section, I did do a post over the weekend about the difference between 3D reality, 4D reality, and 5D reality. I love that, Rose. Love that. And I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of you. Like, I'm going to get so distracted. You're just so fun to play with and talk to. What's happening at the moment is that every time you get a validation of something in your physical experience, really bask in it. Really bask in it. I know how easy it is to have something really good happen to you or for you, or to receive something, and then your brain will kick over, your logic will kick over, and you'll try to find rhyme or reason to it. I'm not saying everybody. If you've got your energetic groove going on, then cool. I'm here to help those who maybe are a little bit stuck right now. But your brain will come in. So sometimes we call it a trigger. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, this is too good to be true. or that was a little bit easy. What's the catch? You know, I think that's the energy that a lot of people are stepping out of right now. Knowledge is power when it comes to this type of thing. So you may have to learn and gain some knowledge through maybe more spirit-led teachers or something like that to understand that nothing's actually going wrong. Everything in life is a contrast. We are meant to be co-creating with other people, places, things, and experiences for our own personal growth. But when you vibrate on a 3D consciousness, these are those individuals in your life that have absolutely no desire to go within themselves. They think that they are the ants' pants. It's typically very egotistical. They think that they're their ants' pants, that they can't do anything wrong, that their way is the right way. If it's not my way, it's the highway. They're going to label you as crazy. They're going to project all their negative energy onto you. They're going to tell you that you're the one that's, you know what I mean? Meanwhile, they're having their Sunday night dinner on the lounge in front of the TV, watching the news, sticking to all that sort of stuff. They're the 3D. They're the 3D. So at the end of the day, we are all individual souls having our own experience, regardless of whether we were born into a certain family, whether we, you know, are part of their friendship circles. It doesn't matter what type of co-creative relationship you have with them. The fundamental number one lesson of all time is to look after self. That's why I put a post up yesterday, and it was part of my energetic shield to keep away those 3D energies. I mean, for us, it comes down to even scammers and spammers and all that sort of stuff. I don't get as many as I used to because I know that my shield is strong, but they're the 3D. That's the 3D. I put up a post yesterday, but most of the time I put it up, it's just because it's from my heart. I put up a post and I said, I choose me. So basically the translation of that post for me was, I choose me to be the best possible version of me, regardless of what everyone else is doing. You know, regardless of how everyone else is perceiving me, regardless of what everybody else is doing, whether they're on the 3D, the 4D, the 5D. That's the energy. I know it's hard on the other end of the screen because you probably perceive it a different way, but that's how I shield myself. So a lot of people are being influenced by 3D, especially if you are into your own personal growth, spiritual knowings, all that sort of stuff. So the best way that I can help guide you today is when you're dealing with 3D energies, and it can be those who are flipping between the 3D and the 4D. It's kind of like they're curious, they have this knowing, but they haven't sort of embodied any type of knowledge or any type of spirit-led lifestyle or any type of practice. And it doesn't mean that you have to be all guru-y and you have to tend every sound bowl, you know, thing out there, and it doesn't mean you have to go to meditation and spiritual church every Sunday. It doesn't mean any of that. It's a lifestyle. It's kind of like in the old days when people used to go to church and had a faith and belief in Jesus and all that sort of stuff. You know, that's their thing. They embody their faith system. And that's typically when you start embodying that faith system, you will be on the 4D timeline. That's as simple as I can put it. People like me who embody it already and we live it, and we practice what we preach, and we do not allow anything lower energy than us to penetrate or infiltrate or influence. Probably, thank you. They're just telling me they're giving me the better words to use. To influence us in any way, you know, that's going to rub people the wrong way. That's going to be very patronizing to some people. That's going to be very irritating for those who aren't vibrating on that level. But at the end of the day, we won't budge. We won't budge. If communication is key at all times, it's really important that you communicate to yourself first and foremost, but then on to others. You know, what's happening, how you're feeling, what's going on, your beliefs and your faiths and all that sort of stuff. Communication really is the key to any type of co-creative dynamic that you have got going on. But if you are someone who is vibrating that little bit higher, and let's just take out all the dimensions for a second. If you have a broader understanding, knowledge, perception, belief in this world, and you're coming across individuals who don't carry that same belief, no matter what your relationship is to them, it's about basically minding your own business, about loving them where they are. It's about, and this is an art that you have to master, trust me, you have to master this art, but it's about getting a sense of emotional maturity and spiritual intelligence to know that that's who they are. You know what I mean? That's where unconditional love and unconditional support and all that comes into it. When you embody the 4D reality, you can literally be around anybody at any given time. You will have cracks in the system, but majority of the time, you won't allow those energies to sway you in any way. It's the best way I can explain it. Here comes the rain. So when dealing with people like that, you have two choices. You can either do the block, delete, can't deal with you, move them out of your experience, you know, do that type of thing. But if you do that, you've got to have the peace within yourself to do that, first and foremost. So you can just say, well, I'm not talking to you ever again and that's it, nah, you know. I think I'm going to get wet here. You can do that strategy if that's what your heart's saying to do and you're okay with it. Or what you can do is that you can find it, and through knowledge and understanding that they are their own creator, they are their own individuals regardless of your relationship, and they're entitled to their own opinion, and you basically accept them for who they are. You love them warts and all. Do you have to limit time with them? Probably. Do you have to pre-pave your experience before you go over and maybe shield yourself and you know, protect yourself? Absolutely. You know, there are spiritual-led practices that you can do and may have to do before you step into that environment, but you really need to choose whether you are going to have a co-creative relationship with them or not, first and foremost. So, what else can I say about that? So I know it gets even trickier when it is family, because obviously you've got that soul bond as a family and all that sort of stuff, but at the end of the day, you still got to honor yourself. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you're always having to justify yourself, be picked on, be ridiculed, be judged. You know, that's their 3D reality. You know, I know for me, when I was making my transition from the 3D to the 4D, if it come to family members and stuff, and obviously no one believed in what I was doing, and you know, all that, just, you know, I was good to know when they had a problem and they'd say, which was psychic insight on this. But, you know, when it come to me actually living this as a lifestyle, they were very judgy, let's just say that, and they're smart ass comments all the time, and you know, trying to bring me down and all that. Honestly, Spirit taught me a very good trick back in the day, and they said, you're just going to have to put your spiritual numbing cream on. So I went, what are you talking about? Spiritual numbing cream? What the hell's that about? And basically before I went out, whether I went to family, whether I went out in public, because I'm a strong empath, I pick up on everything. When I first started going online and stuff, you know, there are practices where people smudge and cleanse yourself and that, but I didn't. I did a energetic sort of spiritual numbing cream. So I envisioned, you know, this numbing cream going all over me, and for some reason it sort of trapped within me who I was, what my beliefs were, what my morals, my values, my integrity, all that. I just felt energetically like I was holding on to that. So when I actually went out in public or went and saw family members or had to deal with anything feeling less than, low vibrational, it actually helped me keep my strength. So someone would say something, and you know, sometimes they may say something that's actually really true, like, oh, Danielle, you're going off the rails, and I'll be like, yeah, I know. So it is. But if they were trying to ridicule me or put me down or judge me or anything like that, it would instantly hit that numbing cream. It would reactivate my sense of self and my sense of self-knowing, knowing that I've got spirit, and, you know, it's our relationship that means most than anything else. And I would just say, oh, well, you know, so be it. It was water off a duck's back, thank you. So in human terms, layman terms, it's water off a duck's back. You know, what they say and what they did could no longer penetrate me when I had my spiritual numbing cream on. And in my head, I would literally say, wow, it sucks to be you. Wow, it sucks to be you. Could you imagine going through life that limited and in that much lack? I never have pity, sympathy, or anything like that for anyone, but I do have the empathy because I was there once too. So, so one more thing I will add to that I think is really important is that a lot of people need to sort of knock off the belief system that it's your job or you've got the power to change or shift or influence anybody else. You influence others through the clarity of your own example, and that's all I do each and every day. But you cannot go there and get them to see your point of view, your beliefs, and get them to understand it, because they're just doing exactly the same to you. So that's one knowing that I really hold tight to my chest, and that's knowing that I can't change anybody. I can't get them to see my point of view. They've either got to be a willing participant and ask questions and explore different aspects with me and alongside me and all that sort of stuff, or I just leave them to it. I literally just leave them to it. So, yeah, it's about setting up some really strong spiritual boundaries. And if they're saying something or they're trying to influence you, you've got to show a little bit of resilience and just kind of go, you know, not my circus, not my monkey. I always have these little one-liners. Like, I got little one-liners that I always say to myself, and it just helps bring me back to self. So some of you may need to develop a bit of a mantra for yourselves. So when someone is trying to project onto you, or someone's trying to influence your energy or tell you that you're cuckoo or make you feel crazy or anything like that, you got to remember who you are. And the way you remember who you are is by saying your positive affirmations and your positive self-scripts each and every day. Some of you are just learning how to do that, so keep going, because everything in life is momentum. It does take a little bit of time. Like I say, I've been doing this for 30 years, and every day I'm still learning a new way of doing things, because there's always broader perspectives out there now. There's so much more influence. I'm so glad that I started my journey back in the day when there wasn't so much information out there. It was very black and white. And I went with the Psychic Guild, who were really, really wonderful in, look, this is our knowledge and our understanding, but, you know, you do it your way. And they really encouraged it. And that's why I try to do that with other people. I can give you all the tools and tricks and all that, but you need to find your own spin on things as well. My way is not the highway either. You know, I'm just spirit-led. I just do what they say. And I'm like, okay, well, it seems to be working out for me, so let's do this then. You know? But it's really about, at this point in time, everyone needs to mind their own business. And if you can, in some way, develop more spirit-led practices in your life, I like to call them my non-negotiables. It helps you understand yourself a lot more. It helps you, in turn, set very strong boundaries for yourself. It allows you to have more positive communication. I remember saying to family members once, you know, I'd really appreciate it if you didn't talk to me like that, because, you know, it's not very nice or whatever. I'm very assertive now. I will let them know where they stand and with me. If they continue to do it, it's sort of like a 1, 2, 3 step process. You know, I'll be honest and I'll say, look, you know, I don't appreciate you talking to me like that. And I say it with love. I mean it with love. But then I give them the opportunity to sort of shift it. If they do shift it and I catch them, you know, stopping themselves or something, because they know it won't affect me, then we can go on. And then I've done this with some family members and we have a really great connection now. So we just know where we stand. But they still don't believe in this sort of stuff, and I don't believe in what they believe in either, so whatever. But you've really got to get to know yourself first and foremost, you know? So, yeah. Did that make sense? Did that make sense? Does anybody need me to expand or have a better... need any further understanding? That's the best way I can describe it. It's the best way I can describe it. Ben, you're going to make me cry if you sing that song. But yeah, thank you for the sunshine, all right. And like, I think what a lot of people struggle with is that they feel mean. You know what I mean? They feel mean. They feel responsible for the way that other people feel. They feel responsible on how someone else is going to react. And that's very limiting. It's very limiting if you don't honor yourself enough to be honest and truthful and transparent. And you hear me say that over the last month, not yesterday's, but the week before, about being authentic and transparent. If you can't go up to someone and say, hey, I'm really struggling right now and I'm having a bad day and I'm feeling really triggered and I just need my space and, you know, whatever, if they're going to react adversely to that, then that's telling you something about them. It's not talking about you. You know, only you take yourself with you wherever you go. And it doesn't matter who you're dealing with. It doesn't matter who who you're working for, who you're bonking, who you're doing this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You take you with you wherever you go. And we're just here to help you create more of an inspired life for yourself, to give you the knowledge if you're not ready to start reading books or listening to podcasts or do anything like that. And don't ever take my word for gospel either. I can only teach you with what I know, and it's not going to suit everybody and it's not going to fit everybody, and that's all right. I'm totally cool with that. I am here to help those who want to help themselves. And, you know, sometimes Spirit's message, it is, I get to the shits with them sometimes. I sit there and go, well, if it was that easy, then I would just do it all right, you know, and you know, it's just, but we're human. We're human until we start feeling emotionally better about ourselves and, you know, start making better choices for ourselves and only choose things that are in alignment with our own goals and our own dreams, and we don't settle for less than we deserve. We don't explore a little bit more. We don't communicate to ourselves better first and foremost, and communicate with others in an authentic and transparent way without fear of persecution or a negative outcome or anything like that. You know, once you really get some firm understandings on the law of attraction and what it means to be on this planet at this time and age and all that, you got to read and learn, and once you know it, you just can't budge off it. You just can't budge off it. And I love the fact that I've got in a position now where, you know, I'm just me. You know, like it or lump it. It's no sweat of my balls. I'm on to the next thing, and I'm on to the next thing, and I'm on to the next thing. You either come and join my tribe and be part of my blissful existence, and you know that if I choose you, so to speak, then there's something significant there. But, you know, and if not, I don't give it airtime. I just don't give it my attention. I always sit there, and if something adverse happens, I say, that's not happening to me. That's happening for me. Why is that happening for me? What have I got going on in my vibration that has manifested that experience? There's always something to learn. There's always something to grow, no matter what you do, no matter how good you get at it. You know, it's nothing's happening to you. It's meant to either broaden your awareness, get you to do something different, get you to choose better. It's for some sort of understanding. There's always a reason behind everything. It's those in the 3D reality they'll just be victims, you know, and you can't help them, unfortunately. If you find yourself in a position where you do really love and care for someone and you're struggling to help them, call upon Spirit. If you have that faith system, call upon Spirit and say, Spirit, I'm really struggling right now. I've done my best. I've gone above and beyond to try to help this person. I don't want to enable them anymore by developing a codependent relationship where they need me for every bit of choice and decision that they need to make. I don't want to enable that, because that's what you don't want to do either. You say, Spirit, send them the teacher they need. Send them who they need. And honestly, they will. That person will, you know, through their own choice, go and get a teacher or a coach or a mentor of some sort. They may have a wonderful conversation with someone in a street, a complete stranger that can just shift their reality. I'm sure it's happened to all of us. They will do their job. You've got to allow them to do their job. You know, you've got to allow them. That's why, I mean, co-creative relationships on this physical plane is awesome and stuff like that, but you've got to have a co-creative and develop a co-creative relationship with your source, and that's what the 5D reality peeps are doing right now. We're working with source, man. We're working with source, and we got a great little co-creative because we know we've practiced it, we've learnt it, we've seen it, we've witnessed it, where it is like a miracle is happening in the lives of so many people. We don't sit there and go, wow, that's a miracle. We say, wow, that's alignment. Wow, Spirit just did their job on my behalf. Thanks so much. You know, and if it's done from a higher intention for the greatest good of all, especially yourself, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. And then in time, that's why it's been so long for me to develop my client base as well. So for those starting off in this business, you know, when you do the psychic stuff, people need to experience it, or they need to come into alignment with it first before they even sort of sit back and go, wow, that crazy psychic chick said that was going to happen, or, you know, oh, Danielle was right back then, or whatever. It's not that I'm right, it's Spirits that's right, not me. But it's the time thing. So a lot of people do get stuck on the linear time of things, and it takes a lot of time to trust in divine timing and divine orchestration and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, if you are starting out in your business right now, because I know a lot of people are, I've been reading for a lot of you over the last 2 weeks. Can't wait to see you in action. Send me your links, happy to share yous because I believe in yous. Anyway, but yeah, it takes some time for people to build that trust and that faith and that belief and that reassurance, and to know that you are the real deal, and all that sort of stuff. So don't let naysayers, don't let anybody trying to infiltrate don't let anyone try to persuade you into a different way right now. So that's all I can say. All right. Okay, Ben says, maybe strategies on how to deal with those people when they start pushing the buttons and emotionally trying to manipulate. You've got to step back into self. It's kind of like you got 17 seconds to change your thought. So you basically give yourself a minute. Give yourself a minute. I love your energy, Ben, because you are very disciplined when it comes to you and your energy. So what I would do is you can distract. You can definitely distract. So it's about saying to yourself, you know, I understand what they're doing here. I know where this is going to go. So I'm going to make a conscious choice for my health and well-being and for my highest good to go and do something else. So you might say, all right, well, I'm going to go read my book now, or I'm going to go for a drive now, and you break that energetic connection. You break that energetic cord. You can do that way because it helps you find the answer within yourself when you give yourself that emotional and energetic space from someone else. If you are quite strong within yourself and assertive, you can just turn around and say, look, I don't think this conversation is going to go anywhere. I think we're both going to butt heads. I'm not going to budge off my way of doing things, and you're not going to budge. So let's just let bygones be bygones. You can actually do that if you feel assertive enough to have that kind of conversation. But the thing is, if they come back at you with backlash and that, you just go, no, we're not talking about it right now. No, we're not talking about it right now. I'm going to go over and do this. It's about you. You've got to do it for yourself. Got to do it for yourself. A spirit always said to me too, no one can treat you a certain way, make you feel a certain way, make you do anything without your consent. So in Ben's question, it's about, where am I giving consent for this to happen? What can I do, given the unique person that I am, that can slow the momentum down? It's not a black and white answer sometimes. You can't just shut people down, especially if they are family members or whatever. You've got to teach people how to treat you. So the more you know how to treat yourself better, especially when it comes to living a more spiritual-based lifestyle, the more you know how to treat yourself and stuff, you'll be able to say, look, unless you're going to talk to me nicely, unless you're just going to agree to disagree, unless you're going to do A, B, C, D, D, whatever your boundary is, I'm not entertaining this. I'm not entertaining this. So, yeah. Does that help? You said lots, though. I know I'm probably overwhelming everybody. That's what I mean. I've got so much. I'd love to do what Esther Hicks does. I'd love to have a platform event and have the chair there and just have individuals come up and share their real life experience, because not only can I help them in some way with their own individual experience, it actually helps, you know, the broader community as well. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you're going through in life, there is really only one answer. Or what I found anyway. I'm so grateful for my friends and family, so supportive. I'm so lucky living the way I want. I love that for you, Tina. So keep shining your light, darling. I don't know what you're doing with the business and everything, but, you know, it's okay to turn that around and start teaching and helping and guiding others as well, because we are being called into action, especially in the later half of the year. So, yeah, I love that you've got it going on. I really do. I meant for everyone rather than just me. Oh, yeah, I know, Ben, but, you know, I know you got your shit going on. It's hard when you're reading words because text. That's why I hate texting that sometimes, because you can't hear and feel the intention behind it. It can be so misperceived. Like maybe people here could give you a fictitious example. Maybe if they want to. Yeah. See, we're on the same wavelength, Ben. Yep. Absolutely. So yeah, guys, if you do want to know anything, always pop it in the comments on all my videos and stuff. I did say yesterday, I don't know whether many have seen it, but in the collective reading, I did say I'm really quite overwhelmed at the moment. I've got my own stuff going on. It's very hard for me to go and answer all individual inboxings. So if you do want to know, like the beautiful Cynthia asked yesterday, how do I deal with, you know, family members that are up to speed to where I am? That's why I jumped on and did this how-to today, and I hope I did it justice. But anyway, I can only do my best. But if you do have something that you ever want to know, or there's something that Spirit says during the collective readings and it's sort of, oh, I'd love to know more about that, please, by all means, pop it down below and I will create a post or do a live video, because I want to do more of this type of stuff. I hate trying to overwhelm people. Another thing we can't do, everybody, is we can't speed up other people's momentums. We've got to wait until and make sure that they're doing the energy work, but everything in life's alignment. So if something's not feeling aligned right now, it's really important to know that nothing's going wrong, that everything's going right, that there is a lesson in it, that a blessing can come from it. There's all these little beliefs that unless you educate yourself and get this solid knowing, and I don't even pretend to know everything either. I'm still learning and I'm still growing, and you know, I'm really stepping out of my own hermit type energy from years and years and years. So, you know, it's having all those type of just the fundamental understandings. I mean, I haven't had much feedback on it, I'll be honest, but I do have that Law of Attraction ebook that I wrote a while ago just to help clients out who they sort of get it, but they don't quite understand it. I tried to write an ebook, and it's for free over on my Buy Me a Coffee. I'm pretty sure the links are down below. But if you want to go and start there, if not, there's heaps of Law of Attraction practitioners and trainers and all that sort of stuff out there. It's about Googling it, wanting better for yourselves, wanting to learn more, wanting to grow, wanting to expand. You cannot help those who don't want to help themselves. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. So why are you trying to make him? You know what I mean? Why stop your life and try to do everything in your life to please someone else? You're going to be on struggle street for ages. It's just allowing the natural processes to happen, and that's all I do each and every day. That's why my posts are so random. That's why I can jump from one topic to another, because, you know, I just say, Spirit, what do the people need today? I turn a card for the morning on here and my Facebook, whatever. I just turn a card and I say, what do we need to know, Spirit? I'll pull out a card and I'll translate a message and I'll share it with you. And it's just, you know, I can't do scripted either. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you are trying to get out of a script and out of a program and out of, you know, a said way of lifestyle. I'm sure you all want to explore new ways of doing things. Thanks, I need to hear this. Oh, that's awesome, Red Ace. I'm glad. And like I say, I don't care about numbers. I don't care about digits. I don't care about followers. You know, I do ask that people do like, share, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff, because I believe it, 4444. I believe that Spirit is trying to get through me, are trying to get their message out there. And I firmly believe that if you are meant to hear it, you are meant to receive it, you will come across it, you will line up with it. So I don't sit there and force or bribe and give away things and do anything like that. Is it a bit more of a slower slog? Yeah, it is. It is. But, you know, I just can't live like that. So I'm glad you received it. I am more accepting and allowing that when the time is right, the distance with my 3D son will be a bridge. Some days easier than others. Absolutely, Debbie. I love your energy because it's like you have found peace with that knowing. If you want a little tactic, darling, and this, well, if you want a tactic, I hope I'm not giving unsolicited advice here. But a little tactic that you can do, and this can go for everybody who's experiencing a soulmate, but you're feeling the distance. You can't change them, but you can influence their energy because you are connected by soul. You're connected by spirit. So you can write a letter to your son. And you can actually say, son, I love you. I thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide. I believe in you. I trust you. You've got it going on. I know you can do so many great things. You're the apple of my eye. You are the best possible version of yourself right now that you can be, and I love that for you. If you need me, I'm here. You can do that on a vibrational level, and they will receive it because you have that soul tie. You have that spirit tie. I've been encouraging a lot of people at the moment to do that, especially even if you're releasing exes or old relationships or old experiences from the past. If you want to live a more 4D-based lifestyle, it's about accepting what is, knowing that you can't change it, and tapping into that higher level of awareness and part of yourself to thank them. Thank them for the experiences. You will always hear me say across all my platforms or even in person, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's genuine. I thank everybody for everything because I just bask in the glory of even the small things. Thank you for the fun. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All my exes, even when my triggers come up, I get triggered too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, thank you so much. I think that's it at the end of the day. You've got to have that passion and that drive for personal development and to want to move forward. So for people like Debbie who have a... see, I don't want to say it's a separation. It's not a separation. When you've got that distance, you can get them telepathically. There is a load of telepathic communication happening between people at the moment. Honestly, you're probably having a big head about it. Yep. I get it. I get it. But you got to talk lovingly back. You got to talk lovingly to yourself. And you've got to, in some way, find peace with where it currently is. If you keep beating the drum of the discord, the discontent of how it is, and all the shit that led up to this point, and you're trying to mop and clean all that up, all you're doing is you're picking up your fresh new start that you have each and every day, and you're choosing to pick it up and put it back to yesterday. Or you're picking it up and you're putting it back to last year. And then you're picking it up and you're putting it back to, 20 years ago when you were a kid, and all that sort of stuff. That's what's happening. Some people do need to go back and heal past emotional traumas and bonds and all that sort of stuff. I'm not dismissing that. But there is a big difference between doing that to release it and find peace with it, what some people call healing. Find peace with it so you can actually start getting a little bit more selfish and start to do what's for your own highest good on a personal development level. There's a big difference between that energy and someone who is literally going back and going get past life readings, and they're instantly healing. They're wanting healing, and they've got to fix up and get answers from the source of the problem and all that. And they're in that chaos and the conflict type energy. Two different things. So it's about making a choice, about what you're doing and why you're doing it. I have answered this perfectly. Thanks, hon. Oh, you're welcome, Cheryl. It's getting easy to manage my conversation and reactions, grounding every day. Beautiful. And it's practice. It's practice. When you bring in change, that change may feel very peculiar to you. You like it, it is good. But it may feel real foreign to you, but you got to keep practicing it. Everything in life is a muscle. You got to keep practicing it. And then you'll practice. You'll get really strong at it. And then boom, here's something else. You know, oh, okay, I get to double in this side of the playground now. And then one thing leads into another, and then 30 years later, you're sitting here and, you know, learning something else, learning something new, you know. I love it. And I'm so glad to have you on this journey, Cheryl. I love your energy. Exactly why is it that we feel that we need to help them? I guess that's our test or purpose. Look, I think at the end of the day, it's human, isn't it? You know, if you I'm gonna stay away from the 3D. We all know the losers that are out there. But I think if you are really in alignment with Source, that's just your next best logical step. You are here to help. You are not here to hinder. So it is a natural response system for a spirit, a soul, to jump in and want to help. And we're never saying that there's anything wrong with that at all. But it does take discernment. We are extensions of positive Source energy. We came here with the love, with the prosperity and the abundance and the joy. We came into this physical experience with all those things. But then, you know, we get influenced by so many external factors, whether they're your parents, whether they're your siblings, whether they're family members, whether it's schooling, whether it's doctors, whether it's we get influenced. And depending on whether you had very free, loving, caring, you know, influences and guides in your life straight up, you probably wouldn't understand this. But if you were raised, you know, with set beliefs, money doesn't grow on trees, children should be seen and not heard, see, I can't even think of any of those on the top of my head, but, you know, all those limiting things, you know, it's like, unless you get this grade, you're not going to go anywhere, all that type of stuff. A lot of people have to unprogram a lot of that. And when we start doing that, like Cheryl, like me, like everybody else, we instantly feel like we've got to go and help others who are just waking up to that. So, like the point of my story is that we come with all these things, but you also came with free will. So a lot of people are just waking up to their free will. And if you're helping someone, that's awesome, because you may have just said something, done something in that given point in time in your now that has helped them in some way. But don't attach yourself to that type of commitment. Don't attach yourself to anything. Don't attach yourself that if I do this and I hold their hand and I butter their bread and I teach them this and I support them and I do all this, that the outcome is going to be how you want it to be. You just need to do your job. You go there, you love them, you give them what they need, and you just trust that the universe will do the rest for them as well. So that chronic need, it can be two things. It can be that thing that you're just a nice, caring person and that's just what you do because you do unto others what you want done to you. Or it's your soul. Like, it's your soul. You may be meant to be of service in some way. Maybe you are meant to be a teacher, a spirit teacher. That's another dynamic. That's another side of that self. So you've got an urge to help, but like I say, it always comes back to self. If you are trying to give from an empty cup or an empty bank balance or an empty thought process, if you're trying to give from an empty cup of any sort, you're going to do yourself an injustice each and every time. So, you know, help all you like, but do it with no strings attached. You know what I mean? Do it with no strings attached. You're doing it because that's just who you are. So, yeah, did I answer that, Cheryl, or did I go around and around in circles? Yeah. So, yeah, guys, I hope that did help you in some way. If you do want to, just go back and keep re-watching it. It's usually under the live tab. Go back and keep watching it, because you may have got something from this now, and it's like all other videos. You may have got a piece of information now that soothes you, but if you come back to it and you learn sort of something new and you embody it, or you put it into a fresh new perspective, then 9 times out of 10, you can come back to a video again and get something completely different from it. Absolutely, Debbie. Every single soul has their own journey. They have their own mission. They really do. So it's about not accepting responsibility for anybody else other than yourself, loving people where they are, accepting them where they are, living and loving without condition whatsoever, not needing anyone to be a certain way to be conducive to your well-being. You know, there's a lot of dependency, there's a lot of codependencies, there's a lot of that being broken down at the moment as well as part of this karmic cleanup. So, just be the best possible version of of yourself that you can be. Help because you want to help and because it's just who you are, without condition. And, you know, for me, myself, I'm opening myself up to the art of allowing and the art of receiving. When I did that post yesterday, that it is, what did I say? It's me or whatever. That was me basically communicating with the universe that I am actively really getting in touch with balancing out my feminine side, because I am very much in my masculine. So I'm an open book. I've got nothing to hide. I teach through the clarity of my own example, but I am very much in my masculine. I've had to be. I was a full-time carer for my mum who had a terminal illness. I was a full-time carer for my brother who had mental illness. I'm a single mum of two kids. Have been that way for over 16 years. I've been confidant to all my family members who have gone through their own stuff. I've overcome rape and having a child as a result. I've, God, what else have I done? There's so much. I've gone through cheating, lying, deceiving exes. God, I could write a book. I seriously could write a book. So through all that, and I've done this as a living, so I'm always helping other people, but on a mothering, nurturing, feminine basis. I haven't done that for myself, and that's what I'm learning to do. So that's why I say, you know, I choose me. I choose me. I can't, and you can't get anybody else to do anything different. All you can do is you. And I know if I go down, I want my kids to stand at my eulogy and say, hey, my mum gave everything a crack. My mum gave everything a crack. She did everything. My son literally said to me on Friday, he goes, I'm just so happy, Mum, that you're doing something for yourself. And I'll probably get teary just thinking about that, because that was really profound and really nice, because I had a lot of guilt in doing that. You know what I mean? I had a lot of guilt taking my time away from them to do something for myself that was to feed my feminine side, to make me feel good about myself without needing anybody else to do that for me. So, this is the balancing out that we're all being asked to do right now. And if we're not at our best possible version of ourselves, we're only going to attract unwanted and unwarranted kind of experiences that, you know, will give us the slap that we need. So that's what my vlog was going to be about as well. But like I say, it's hard to do and record and edit and do all that sort of shit when I'm doing everything else as well. But, you know, I want to go and go get those facials. I want to go and shop for that from that nice lingerie part of the store and enjoy the experience, because I love my mum, God bless her and all that, but I was never taught that type of thing. I was never taught to be in my feminine. I was always toughen up, harden up, get on with it, you know. And then from a very early age, I was put in the middle of troubles and chaos and conflict, and I was always the one sorting everything out for everybody else. So I know what it's like. If you're in this situation, you know what I mean, and you're always being put in the middle, and you're always you know, go tell somebody this and go do that, you need to retract. You need to get out of that. You you got to stop saying, and like, I'm not going to say it's easy because I only learned to do this probably over the last course of the couple of years. It was my mother's passing and my brother's passing that actually gave me such a fresh new perspective of my role in this play called life, what I enabled them in some ways to do and how they held me back in certain ways. And like I say, it's a big story and it's ongoing. But at the end of the day, unless you acknowledge those things within yourself and try to work on that and then in turn manifest and attract better in your own life, you will stay on this merry-go-round, you know. Oh, bite me, Ben. Oh, thanks, Debbie. And I love you too, Cheryl. Yeah, go back and have a rewatch. And I will be making more time to sort of do more so of this as well. So, yeah, like I say, if you have any questions, these comments will disappear after this video finishes. But if you want to come back and sort of say, hey, this intrigues me, or I'm going through this, I don't mind doing a post that's going to be constructive to not only yourself but, you know, a broader audience as well, because like attracts like. If you're asking the question, I guarantee you there's probably 100 other people asking the same question. So if I know it, if I don't know it, I'll say, hey man, don't know, you may have to go ask someone else. Yeah, but what I would love to do now before we wrap up, I know you're all probably really busy, we have gone for the hour. Please just take what you need from that. Just keep plodding along. I would love to pull, there's a couple of energies on here that feel like you may just need a bit of clarification or whatever. If you would like to have a little bit of insight or guidance, I'll get Spirit to guide me to who asks for help. Like I say, I will never approach you for a reading or anything, you guys. So don't fall for scammers and spammers and all that sort of jazz. I will never reach out to you. If you need me, you can get me through my website. You can get me through Buy Me a Coffee. You can get through me on YouTube and Facebook, and that's it. So please, I will never come and say, would you like a reading? $5, $5. Nah, it's not me. It's not me. Oh, shivers. Look, I just said, give us something for the collective then, and we got the Two of Wands. So feed your imaginations right now. Feed your inspiration. Knowledge is power, like I say. Read and hang around upbeat people. Do positive things. There is contracts, security, and stability coming in. You'll start getting a whiff of this in August and September. I read energetic timelines. That's why I'll probably repeat the same thing 100 times, because I'm reading the timeline of things. But there is stability and security and contracts coming up for you guys. I'm telling ya, karmic rewards. Everybody here, if you're here or going to watch the replay, you are exactly where you're meant to be. Give yourself a pat on the back for where you are. You are doing a great job. Do you have to learn a bit more? Absolutely. Do you have to set boundaries and learn new ways of doing things? More than likely, we all are. But at the end of the day, keep going. Don't stop before the magic happens. Don't feel like you need to know everything before you can move forward. Really, really try to go with the flow right now. Everything's coming back to you threefold, whether it's negative karma, whether it's positive karma. The fact that you're here is because you want to learn and you want to expand your mind. You want to start accepting and receiving better in your life. I love you. Honestly, I love you. And that's why I get on with so much grit and determination without expecting anything from you guys whatsoever. I do this because I do want this world to be a better place, especially as my kids get older and as your kids get older. That's it. This is my mission. In 1992, I had an out-of-body experience where I was actually communicating with my Native American guide. And he basically gave me the choice. He welcomed me into the Lakota tribe. He said, we would love for you to accept the task to go and spread Spirit's wisdom, share our knowledge, share our understanding, and all that sort of stuff. But you're not obligated to. So, but you make the decision, and we will guide you, and we will help you, and yada yada yada. And I instantly come back into my physical self, and I just went, yep. And the funny thing with that experience is that I was actually seeing a psychologist who thought I had bipolar disorder. They were actually wanted to give me medications. They wanted to give me scripts. They were making out as if I was cuckoo because no one knew what the hell was going on. So the fact that I literally had pills in my hand and I was about to take them, and then I fell asleep on the lounge, which I did every afternoon because I'm an empath and I was chronically exhausted after school. But I had this, and I just knew it. And for those who have been following me since the beginning of time, you would know I started Lakota's Tarot. And that's when I made a personal choice for myself to live a more spirit-led lifestyle. I chose to go a holistic route with my growth rather than the prescription route. So basically that all started happening about 1991 to 1992 for me. And I've been on this journey ever since. And I'm nowhere even near finished. I'm nowhere even near being great at it or perfect at it or anything like that. I'm still learning my lessons. I'm still manifesting things into my experience that I don't like, that I don't want, but I just don't give it much airtime. I transmute the energy, I do the practices, I practice patience, and then I'm on to something else. But now I've reached a point after 30 years that I really do believe that I can help some other people that are going through it, through the clarity of my own example. So open yourself up to receive, you guys. Do the self-love, the self-care. Try not to figure it all out. Your brain is only there to protect you. It's about knowledge is power. Sorry, they're saying something else to me. My intuition tells me my new person is a slow snowballing, but potentially long-term partner. What do the cards have to say? All right, Spirit. Can you give clarity to Ben when it comes to his relationships and dynamics? I think these are all karmics, Ben, if I'm honest with you. I think your next step actually has got to do with your work. I think you're going to get a lot more answers that you're seeking through work. You got the Hermit, so, you know, it's about following your own intuition. I think the trick with you, Ben, at the moment, and it goes for everybody out there, it's the not having to attach yourself to a specific when it comes to rendezvous with people. So don't make it a thing. If it's not a thing, don't make it a thing. Everything's serving a purpose, all right. It is maybe to comfort each other or to soothe each other or to give a new perspective to each other or to do something, but your brain just can't rationalize that, and you're trying to form an attachment to the outcome. So the art of that is to not do that because it's just going to get you in your head. You know what I mean? I think, look, I'm going to be honest with you, Ben, because I know I can. I think you're going to get married to work, and you're going to get married to your business, and you're going to get married to that sort of aspect of your life. But all the connections you're having on that type of level are merely to teach you something more about yourself or for you to teach them something about themselves. I'm just not seeing a solid connection per se. You're mastering your emotions. Mastering your emotions. You're becoming the king of emotion. My nose is itching. Spirit is stepping down. And Lauren says hello. All right. So I hope that helped you, Ben. Would anybody else like something? I can stay on for probably another 5 minutes or so. If you have watched this far, thank you. I love you. I love you. It's nice that I can get to personally express who I am, where I've come from, what I've done, that I am a real person, that I have my own life, that I'm still learning and growing, and I love the fact that you guys are building your faith and trust in me. And like I say, my word isn't always gospel, and not a lot of people agree with it, but that's none of my business. That's none of my business. What can I do? You know, I can't slow my own momentum down and stop my life and limit my fun and, you know, do all that sort of stuff because of others in any way, and you shouldn't either. All right, Rosalie, do you think we will get asking price for our house? All right, Spirit, can you give me something on Rosalie and her house? You'll either break even or get more. I don't feel like you're getting less. There's no less, there's no less, there's no less, there's no lack. I actually feel like there's someone who really wants your place. Look, I'm going to go with the fact that I think you're going to get a little bit more for what you're asking. Because I feel like there's someone coming forward here and they're going, I really want this house. I really want this house. It's my perfect house. I want it, I want it, I want it. And it's just be careful not to do it out of greed. I don't think you are, but I think they're going to say, like, I'll give you an extra $10,000 for it. I'll give you an extra $10,000 on asking price for it because I just want it. I think what you will do is you'll go, oh, okay, awesome. I'd rather my home go to someone else who's really going to love it and appreciate it and all that sort of stuff rather than... Could be, I don't know. I don't know. It's a mix of energies here. You could have the potential of selling it more, but I feel like you won't step into that greed and take, okay, let's just say it's $150,000. We got on the market for $150,000, don't we wish? But the way I'm seeing it is that maybe someone will come in and say, I'll give you 180,000, and you're going, yes, tasty, an extra $30,000. Oh, hell yeah. But then someone else steps forward and they go, look, I'll give you an extra $10,000 on your asking price because I love your house. I love it. I love it. I love it. I just want, I've been wanting this for so long. I think, well, you can go either two ways because we don't make people's choices for them. But I feel like you'll take the 10,000 rather than the 30,000 because you would rather see and be blessed and feel prosperous and abundant that you help someone else's dream come true rather than take the financial cash. So that's going to be a moral dilemma for you, darling. That's going to be a bit of a moral dilemma. Oh, great. My battery's going low. So, yeah, it might be a bit of a moral dilemma for you, but you do what you want. You do what you choose, but that's what I see coming in for you. I am going to have to wrap this up in a sec because my battery's going real low. Oh, you're welcome, Rosalie. Tina, get out of your head and start putting it into action, my love. You got every aspect of your life going on right now, but it's time to put, because they're telling me execute it. Time to put in the execution of it. So it's time, you're going to be led over the next couple of weeks to put energetic inspired action into something. I feel like I need to get physical. I need to start executing it. So, yeah, you're in the right place at the right time. Quickly, Mystic Ink. Shed some light on whether or not I'm going on the right path. Mystic Ink. Absolutely. I think you're going to really step up into a boss type energy here. Yes. You're lining your ducks up in a row. Your trick, Mystic Ink, is to learn about the law of attraction. Know that your thoughts create things, that if you can see it in your mind, you can have it in your hand. All that type of stuff. Definitely, you've got the goods, man. You're like very claircognizant, very creative, very artistic, got ideas, generating, and it's just like spitting them out left, right, and center. Something you are going to hold on to something. I don't know whether you want to develop or expand on a business, or you want to move overseas, or you're targeting an overseas audience. There's something going on here for you. But yeah, look at you go. Ace of Cups. This is me waking up with purpose and going to bed satisfied every night. This is me lining up with my joy, with my passion, with what I'm excited about. You're the king, baby. You're the king. This is balance. I know what I want. And I'm not letting anybody else get in the way of that anymore. I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to grow myself. I don't know what you do, but you do good. You do a really good job, whatever this is. I love that. And yeah, look, it may be a bit rocky and tumultuous right now, but you're just redefining yourself. You're just maybe some collaborations that you have had or are going through right now aren't floating your boat. But I think you're just a very independent person. I think you need to go your own way because the singing Fleetwood Mac to me now. You can go your own way. But here's you creating your empire. Everything that you need is over here. We just need to softly nurture and nourish ourselves and keep our eye on the prize and remember our worth and what we're good at, and that it's your mission in this life, not everybody else's. You get through this period and then bam, here's this emotional stability, and then bam, here's the physical manifestations of what you're projecting at the moment. So you're right on path. You're right on path. Just don't let anyone else influence you. That's all. All right, my loves, I have to go because my phone's probably going to die if you hung around for the 75 minutes. Hey, if you're coming back and watching a replay, hey, if you need to catch me anywhere, my links are down below. If you want to know anything, please post it down underneath each of my videos or over on Facebook or in the comment section here. I post the same on each. So I'm happy to do more of these. All right, I love you so much. Have a good day and be kind to yourself and towards others. Sound like Ellen then, didn't I? All right, guys, I'm flying. Have an awesome day.